said something, he was doing it. He was always delivering what he promised.
He could telegraph any news in the industry faster than anybody I knew.
John was a trailblazer.
A consummate organic promoter.
Bigger than life. He did a great job of bringing us all together and having a good time doing it.
So we owe him a lot. We owe him a lot in this industry.
He helped so many of us grow our brands, grow our distribution agencies, grow our brokerages, and I think he helped a lot of retailers recognize the importance of health food. And he lived it. It wasn't a game to him, it wasn't just a job to him. It was real, and he made you believe it was real, and he made you want to be a part of it. And so in his sphere were friends of hers were retailers, friends were brokers, friends were distributors, and friends owned brands. And he always made sure there was a connection between those people.
Oh man, John's been such a great leader in this industry. He had that ability to pull all sorts of different people together and hold them accountable to a higher standard, higher morality. But it mattered to him, not just the dollars and cents of running a business, but the spirit of what the natural food, organic food world was about.
I mean, for myself, I thought the world of him. He's like a pillar, and everyone around him, he helped stand up. Like he really demanded from people. Like he had a really high expectation of how you should be, and people were around him. When you see someone who's a really good person, you want to be good. I mean, you end up missing someone, and you see the effect that they had on something when they're not there.
As we all know, the natural food industry started with the independents, and then John was one of the leaders to bring those wonderful products into the mainstream. He worked for 3 big companies, NatureSpat, Cliff Bar, and Kettle, and all those 3 companies became the largest and the biggest in their field. So it's a contribute to what he accomplished. He was just a great promoter of the products, of the people that he worked with.
John had a great sense of humor, and he was always very quick on his feet. In 1989, we built North America's first organic breakfast cereal facility. The only thing is we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to run a factory. We had been trying to make cornflakes for several months, but we couldn't get the machinery to work. So we were in a bit of a panic. Here we were having our grand opening, and we had about 125 people there at the opening. And so John ran out to the local supermarket, and he bought a whole bunch of boxes of a competitor's cornflakes. And we sprinkled them on the conveyor belts in the factory. So it looked like we were actually in production, producing cornflakes, but they weren't our cornflakes. This is how we kind of got through. We faked it till we made it. And because we didn't know how to make breakfast cereal, we learned how to make it differently, and that became our advantage.
The most important thing people can learn from John is to bring passion and love to your work, because that's what he brought day in, day out. He loved what he did. He loved connecting people. He loved developing new products. He loved working with entrepreneurs who are all focusing on creating a more sustainable, a healthier, and organic future.
He paved the way for a lot of brands to follow in his footsteps, and he was one of the first guys to really blow up the Canadian health food industry outside of the independent natural food stores. I think he was very good at not succeeding at the expense of anyone else, and I think he helped support a lot of people, and just through his introductions and through the way he did business, I think he helped a lot of people succeed.
His dedication to our common causes was instrumental in advancing so many companies in so many levels. And I've observed that the larger our industry grows and spreads out across the globe, the more important personal contacts become. This was John's forte, and anyone who follows that path will surely benefit.
He could be your student and your mentor at the same time. He never stopped learning. He never stopped trying to communicate with everyone and bring them along. He was the guy that came in the second or third phase and built businesses. He was the best at that. There was no one better. And John was about relationships and friendships, and it was through the industry that he became one of my best friends. And the industry will miss him, but I'm going to miss him more.
We had lost a dear friend, but I'm very happy also that he received this leadership award, because it's just, how can I say it, maybe justice.
Every trade show, someone else is going to have to pick up the slack to be the guy to bring us all together.
We have a saying, always leave the earth better than you found it. And I think John left the whole organic food industry better than he found it.